Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to talk about the Survivor 43 finale. And as you see, I have the twins back. How y'all doing? Alicia and Anitra.
Hi guys, we're so excited. So glad to be here.
I have my Stella roaster today, the cranberry. I'm in the holiday spirit. I feel like people can't see my holiday shirt.
We couldn't see your holiday shirt. Oh my gosh, I love it.
Today was the office Christmas party, so of course I had to be in theme because I planned the party. So,
snap!
This is one of my many holiday shirts. I love a good Christmas sweater or sweatshirt.
Yes. Me too.
I can't help myself.
Was the food good?
It was at a restaurant, so yes. We don't do potlucks anymore after COVID. We go to restaurants and just fellowship with each other.
That's so good. I did put on some red.
Okay. I like y'all Christmas tree in the back.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a little thing. Yeah, it's a little thing. You can't see.
It's only what I have. I don't have a Christmas tree at all. I just decorate my fireplace and that's it.
That's how we were last year, but we didn't have a fireplace, but we didn't decorate at all. Really. So
I understand. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Christmas, so we had to do it this time.
I have so much I want to say about this finale. I kind of want to go in order, but then I don't. Like, I just want to talk.
Be free.
We want you all to communicate with us in the chat. We'll put your questions and opinions up on the screen. If you have any questions or opinions for us, please. I know y'all going to talk in the chat. I'm not even worried about it. But so we can get the formalities out of the way, please go ahead and like this video. Please go ahead and subscribe to Kiss My Cheeks TV. I am like this close from being monetized, so I'm really trying to get there. Did you all get monetized?
I don't know if we're like monetized, but we did make our way. So thank you. Yes, thank you for everybody that helped out with that. Thank you so much. And thank you.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'm like, where am I at? 9:15, 9:14. Let's get after 9. It's like, okay, push. So
you're there. You're pretty much there. Yeah.
Hey, Koki in the chat, Dr. Ivy, Evita, Les.
Nice.
I'm going to start. So it opens up with, not Carla didn't go home. Who went home at 6? See, I forgot already.
It showed Cody leaving again.
Cody leaving. Okay, bye, Cody. I really didn't care.
We did. Angie, how can you be like that?
I only was rooting for 2 people, and that was Carla and Jesse. So
okay. Mm-hmm. So she was like, "Go, Jesse." We was like, "No, Jesse." But then like, Jesse, I don't know if that was it. I don't know about it.
Everyone, let's play the woulda, coulda, shoulda from the beginning of the show. Everyone said he should not have sent home Cody because Cody would have took him to the end. But if he didn't do that move to get out Cody, would he have had the resume to win at the end? What do you think?
Yeah, we both 1000% believe that he would have had the resume. This is what we equated to. I don't know how long you've been watching Big Brother, but Cody and Derek. Evita liked Cody. Thank you, Evita. Yeah. He was so free-spirited and so loving. Like Cody, not like him. I'm sorry. Cody and Derek from Big Brother, they played very similar games. But Derek always had the one up on Cody because Derek was kind of pulling the strings behind Cody and was really the one behind everything. And I feel like very similar to that, Cody and Jesse were playing similar games, but Jesse was the one that was ultimately behind a lot of the moves that they were making. Because I mean, even Cody would be like, "Oh, well, I want to get this person." It would be Jesse be like, "Actually, we need to get this person." Yeah. So we both feel like he played the game more than Cody. Yeah, Cody was Cody from Big Brother. He was winning the physical things. He was, which is great, but he was Derek. Jesse was Derek, and he was more impressive. He didn't need that big move to it messed him up, and I was afraid.
He still had Janine's idol which would have been a big tribal council thing.
Yeah, it would have been huge. Yeah. Because nobody knew. So literally he like cut his own legs off because if him and Cody both had idols, they both were going to make it to Final Four. So the chances of him making it to the final was so much more with Cody there. And also Cody Carla would have had her idol. So Carla makes it to the final as well. And let's say whoever else is with them, they're probably going to choose Cody and Carla to make fiery because in their eyes, Jesse wasn't the big dog, which he was, but he was like the Derek. He was like hiding in the shadows. They didn't know, but they would have found out. And I do think that he would have been able to.
He would have been the Gabler.
Mm-hmm. He would have been the Gabler, girl.
That they underestimated.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he would have been the Gabler because I think he's a great speaker and he would have been able to articulate his game at the end. We're going to get to that final tribal council, but I don't think he was Gabler, but I think once he got there, he would have been able to tell the jury his moves and they would have been like, oh yeah, because we saw it on TV. So,
yeah.
But I did not like Cody. Some cast members, and I could be just a little bit sensitive, some cast members rubbed me the wrong way with, I guess you can call them microaggressions or secret racism. And I don't want to put that on Cody. I just always felt that Cody always wanted a woman out or a Black person out. And I didn't think that was always the best moves for him. So I always had a little underline, and he's not the only one. He was one of. Mm-hmm. So I always felt like, well, is there something else? Because why do you want Ryan out? Like, he's the big dummy. You should be sitting on the final 3.
And for me, and I could be wrong, but when I was watching the show, it always seemed like somebody else would say someone's name and then Cody would be like, okay, yeah, sure. And to me, I never heard him like really being until the last time where Jesse was like, oh, I got to get him out because now he's getting bold and he's telling me who we need to get out. Because before I felt like Cody was just kind of like not really saying, he wasn't leading the charge. And I feel like Owen
was leading it, but like it would be examples where Jesse would want somebody out and then Cody would be like, no, I want either the Black person or the woman out, whoever it was at the time. And I'd be like, but Jesse's plan was so good. And then Jesse would take a step back because he doesn't want to be necessarily the leader of the votes. He'd be like, okay, well, I'll let Cody run with this. And I just felt like too many women went home too early and too many Black people went home too early. And Cody was always the one saying their name. So I could be sensitive.
I disagree, Angie, because one of the main reasons that I liked Cody so much is because of his relationship with NECA.
NECA, yeah. That was the only one. I don't want to put that on his name. Yeah. It made me feel a certain kind of way with Cody.
He was riding for NECA. Like, he would have gotten rid of her. He did not want to get rid of her. But it's like,
she's not good.
What can I do? Like, we're literally going to keep losing and losing and losing if we don't get rid of her. Like, I felt like he has like such a big heart. But then I do see where you're coming from, because I think he was one of the people, like, when they got towards the end where he was like, let's write it out, boys. But I felt like, honestly, and I could be wrong, I felt like that was just like a tactic. Hey, I felt like that was a tactic to get him to the final. Like, y'all don't have to worry about me because us dudes are going to write together. We can just get the girls out. It'd be
trying to deflect it.
You know, like
it's more people that I got more upset with, but I just wasn't a Cody fan. But I'll talk about them as we get closer to them.
So I want to address someone in the comments. I think Les, they were saying that he definitely messed up. Jesse messed up as well with getting rid of Cody. And yeah, we do agree. He made it so much harder for him to make it to the end. Like, he had a guarantee.
He put the spotlight on himself by doing that.
Yeah, it was like, and he had a guarantee to the end, pretty much. He did.
And who would have went home that week if he didn't make that move? Just refresh my memory. Would have been Carla.
Carla out. Yeah. So Carla could have went home, or maybe he changes it and he's like, actually, we need to keep Carla here because if she has her idol and Cody has her idol, I seem like I'm not a threat. I mean, yeah, Jesse's like, to himself, I don't seem like a threat. So maybe he starts pushing for Cassidy or Owen to get out. I don't remember who had the idol then.
Owen had the idol because Owen would have went home.
Okay.
I think.
So he starts pushing for Cassidy to get out. And he did such a great job of seeing moves ahead, but he didn't see it that time. I wish he would have realized that Cody was a great shield for him, and so was Carla, and he should actually be trying to keep them there so that he was guaranteed for someone to take him to the end, because he wasn't winning nothing.
Can I say, Angie, I thought one thing that he should have done was play that idol for Owen to make it seem like they were gonna, the tide was turning, and then Carla play hers, get both of those idols out of the way, and then still vote out somebody else. I thought he should have just flushed the idols, but kept Cody, if that makes sense.
They should have voted out Owen. They should have had
I don't think they could have.
He
Had a
kept Owen safe.
No,
I don't know. The only other person would have been Gabler.
Oh, he didn't.
Must have had immunity.
You're right. They should have voted out Owen. Yeah.
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 He should not have gotten Cody out. That's what we know for sure.
Yeah.
I will say this before I jump too far ahead. If anyone else was in the final three outside of Cassidy and Owen, and Gabler gave that same speech, he wouldn't have won. So Gabler's speech to me only won him the game because of who he was sitting with. Like if Cody, Jesse, or Carla was there, that speech would have meant nothing.
1000%. Those were the for sure winners. Carla, Jesse, Cody, all of them were people who would have won against the people that were in the final three.
I agree. Owen was one person I did not want to win the game. Cassidy, some people didn't like her, but I wouldn't have minded if Cassidy won the game because even though she wasn't the leader of the strategy, she was still a part of it. Like she was still in it. It wasn't like she was being dragged along like some others. So I would not have minded Cassidy win, but if Owen would have won, I would have been pissed. But
I think they both.
Can I ask a question to the people in the chat? Can I ask them? Mm-hmm. If y'all wanted Cassidy to win, can you put in the chat why you wanted her to win? I just want to know. Or why did you think she should have won? How about that? Or
let's just jump to it because, like I said, I don't want to talk about stacking bowls and word scrambles. So let's just talk about it. I feel like Cassidy could have won if she understood the game that she played. She came to the final tribal council thinking she was bigger than what she was. But Gabler, Cassidy, and Owen, to me, were all equal. It was a fair game if you knew how to explain your game. None of you all did anything.
Girl,
in the game.
We got it.
Not one, two, three. None of you all. And I think Cassidy had the big head of thinking, I'm a physical threat. I won a third of the immunities, so that should give me something. But it didn't. You have to realize every jury is different. Every jury values something different. And Gabler explained his game in a way that made people want to give it to him. He was honest. He was funny. He was social. And he had a move that he can call his own, which was LE. I don't care if she was the first pre-jury boot. That was his move. Mm-hmm. You two couldn't name anything.
Mm-mm. They didn't do anything. They weren't behind anything. They just were going along with everything. So that's why I feel like in a way, and especially when she gave him fire too, his game did become more impressive than theirs by a little bit, by an inch. And if he wouldn't have been able to express that, then they possibly could have still won. But his game was minusculely better than theirs, and he explained that. So,
and he was so humble and charismatic with it. Like, I feel like Cassidy, she just does not come off as a humble person. Like she's a very expressive person in her face. And so like when other people are talking, you just see the rolling of the eyes. And she would be like this with all the tribal councils. You see the like entitlement, the haughtiness. And
she hated Ryan. You would see it especially when Ryan was there and Ryan was talking. She would just be like
Cassidy won 3 immunity challenges and was on the right side of every vote. That's the thing. Honestly, if you watch Big Brother DM Rocks, Cassidy reminded me so much of Monty because Monty, like, he was always on the inside of everything and he won a lot of competitions, but that's not necessarily impressive because, like, what did you do? What did you do with that information? Like, I just feel like she had times where she could have made moves. Like
she was saying Jesse had that move where he was like, hey, you guys, let's get Cody out. And he told them. So they were in on that. And Alicia was like, but that makes Jesse look good. So Alicia was like, if they knew that, why not Cassidy? She knows she needs to build her resume. Why don't she go run, tell Cody, and then they flip it on Jesse.
Cody, hey, Jesse's trying to get you out. Don't give your idol back to him. And let's see what we can do. Like, do something like that
you can call your own.
Yeah, her just follow her pretty much. She doesn't have an idea of her own because that would have been her move. If she would have went to Cody and been like, look, Cody's trying to get you out. Keep your idol. Then that could have been something. She said, I shaped the game because Cody could have been gone, but I saved him.
Right.
She had opportunities because she was always in on it.
For her to know all the time, all the information, and to
not
do
change
nothing
anything
with it, that's not impressive. Like, Cassidy lost when the out for not being oh my gosh,
that was embarrassing.
That was the moment where I was like, this girl is not winning.
I knew it then too, but I also knew it on the beach when she was like, Carla has to go home so I could be the one to get Carla out. I'm like, girl, people have wanted Carla out for weeks. No one's giving you credit if Carla goes home. So I think just because she feels like because she wants someone to go home and they go, then she should get credit. But like, no, we've been talking about Carla for weeks.
Yeah, I
watched the game.
And Angie, I will tell you this. I told her, and she's right. I knew before then, because honestly, them even going into that final tribal, I said, Cassidy is not winning this. And I said, I don't even know why she did what she did. I said, I feel like she should have just kept Jesse there and let him win. So then they could have like a good worthy winner. Or because
she was like, she's not winning this. So she just took away our shot at a good winner.
Yeah, for nothing. Like
for nothing to lose.
Jesse is still the winner to me because at the end of the day, ain't nobody getting no money because Gabler done gave it all away. So Jesse is the winner. But we'll get to that. I feel like we're jumping, but
yeah.
This one, Cassidy. Let's jump back to I don't care about that advantage, that word scramble advantage they threw in the game that Carla snatched. But what I want to talk about is Owen's temper tantrums. Like, I've seen small ones all season, but like now that the cast has dwindled down, it's really visible. And the way I just feel like if he was anyone else, it would be a different story. But because he's not, he gets to be Charlie Brown who misses the football. Womp, womp, womp. I'm so upset. And I'm like, it's a game. People lose this game every season. And he's acting like a 3-year-old, like he's entitled to an advantage. I didn't like how he came back and was like, this is my redemption. I won after Carla stole the advantage from me. And I'm like, you unscrambled the word quicker. Congratulations. But it's not some resume item. I don't know. But let's talk about the final 5. The final 5 is when Carla went home. And we saw Janine break down about her idol. Janine broke down when she put that yellow idol out. Do we think the final 5 was done correctly? Because I felt like Jesse had another opportunity. I feel like Carla ruined her opportunity because I was always rooting for Carla first, then Jesse. If Carla could have trusted Jesse and let Jesse play that idol on her and get rid of Owen, both of them probably could have made it to the final. So how do you think, because we finally got a live tribal, it was a lot of getting up, whispering, talking, but Carla, for the life of her, wanted to make the move to get Jesse out, which I understand. That would have been a good move, but you were making the move with your life. Like you were playing with your own life instead of saving yourself and working with Jesse and worrying about him at the final 4. You gambled with your life in the game and you got put out. What do you think about the final 5 tribal council?
I think Carla, and this ain't even really, I think Carla's game got super sloppy after James left. I think it was down the crapper since then, and she hasn't really made a good decision since that time. And yeah, she could have used that as an opportunity to, try to get Owen out or try to get Cassidy out, who Alicia was like, I feel like Jesse's going to regret not getting Cassidy out instead of Carla because Carla's so injured right now. And lo and behold, Cassidy wins the...
but it's like he knew that he needed to keep Carla. And for whatever reason, he didn't figure out how to do that. But I told Anitra, I said, he should have talked to Carla before tribal and told her, hey, I have an idol. I am not going anywhere. So if you're trying to get me out, it's not happening. I don't want you to leave, which is what everyone's trying to make happen. So we need to figure out who we can get to keep you. Because we only need us 3.
I don't think that was...
I feel like he halfway kind of told her that. But then Carla was like, going behind his back telling everybody, let's vote Jesse. Like, let's just vote Jesse. And I'm like, if she would have never tried to get him out, if Carla could, if she would have been the only vote for Jesse and Jesse would have saved her, Jesse would have went home. But she had to be vocal about what she was doing.
Stormy said that that he should have used the idol on Carla. I just think that
wouldn't have saved him because Carla voted for Jesse and someone else voted for Owen. So they would have had a revote, and then everyone would have said, "Oh, let's get out Jesse."
Wait, would have been a revote?
Yes, because it would have been a tie. 3 people voted for Carla. Somebody voted for Owen. Carla voted for Jesse because she said, "I couldn't let you have a perfect game."
Which was like,
wait, then wouldn't Owen have left if 3 people voted him?
No, one person.
Jesse would have used his idol on Carla, which would have made her.
Oh God! And he would have looked like Boo Boo the Fool. Like, you cannot get that late in the game and use the idol on somebody else. Like, I don't care. You better use it on yourself to make sure you're going to be there. So as tempting as it was, like, he needed to make sure he was okay first. Number one.
Someone said Carla. Wait, that ain't the right comment. Oh, this one. I think Cassidy didn't win because Carla poisoned the jury against her.
Oh, I wouldn't put it past her because she was really hating on her.
She was hating on her, but she was also telling her truths.
Can we give Sammy credit for causing that rift between Carla and Cassidy? Because if Sammy would have never came up to the beach after that one vote saying Cassidy is the one who wanted people to vote for you, Carla and Cassidy would still be like this.
Yeah, and the
one who caused that.
That's what it was.
That's true. Yeah,
I thought it was
he was saying that to Carla.
She wanted her out ever since she knew about her idol. I thought.
Well, when Sammy
put it in her mind,
then she was like,
in her mind, because Cassidy did not want Carla out. It was other people saying Carla. And so then when Sammy came back, Sammy didn't want the heat on him. So he was like, oh, Cassidy is the one who put your name out there. And Carla was thinking, oh, maybe she did because she's the only one who I told about my idol. So
yeah.
That's the one who caused that confusion. I'm just so upset as women. Sometimes we get mad. We don't take a step back to have that conversation to be like, well, Sammy told me this. Because all Carla had to do was say, Sammy told me this. Cassidy could have been like, Sammy is lying, and they could have worked that out. But they never had that conversation. It was kind of like, I believe Sammy, and so now Sammy is like, oh, Cassidy wants you out, Carla. Cassidy believes Sammy, and
I'm you, Angie. Her game really did go down.
Trash.
It went down after James.
She got rid of James for Sammy, and then literally the next tribal, Sammy tried to betray her. So it's like, okay, y'all were building trust, and then you lost your ally.
She shouldn't have gotten rid of James. Point
blank. She should have never got rid of James.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Then she lost Sammy, and now her relationship with Cassidy is cracked. Like, she had nobody. She was literally like doggy paddling, trying to stay up above water like the whole rest of the game.
She had such a great first
she was in control. Yeah.
And we were talking about, Angie, I don't think we ever got to talk to this with you, but talk about this. But she literally had the tools to keep James there. Because they were trying to, I know you know this, she knew that they were trying to get him out. He has the knowledge is power. Get him to get
Noel's advantage, which is what she was going to use, the Stella vote.
Yeah.
Take it away from her.
I want James to do an interview with someone. Hold on. Something was in my throat. I read somewhere, these were James's words, where he said he could not use his Ask Me item for Noel's advantage because he gave it to Sammy. But the very next episode, we never see Sammy ever use it or talk about it. So I'm like, if Sammy had the knowledge is power, why didn't he steal Carla's or someone's idol? He knew where the idols were. So I don't know how true that interview is, but that's what James said in his exit interview. I read it online somewhere, that he didn't have his knowledge is power. He gave it to Sammy to build some kind of trust. I don't understand this notion of giving people things to build trust. Either you trust me or you don't, but I'm not giving you my advantage.
Girl, you better.
They better have learned from the last couple of seasons not to do that, because you remember when Shan took Homeboy's for trust and then voted him straight on out the door. They better
Mhm.
stop. They better stop. I feel like
Cassidy could have made a move against Jesse because he was genuinely considering it, but Cassidy got mad with Carla off of their combo and ran to Jesse.
Yeah, see, the girls, they were just, once the girls got to be against each other, it was they're against each other. I don't think they would have ever came back to do anything together.
So, are you talking about when Cody was there? Is this?
Yeah, what did they talk?
Yeah.
What were they talking
I'm trying to get the timing specific. That Cassidy could have made a move against Jesse. Are they talking about Final Five when Cody wasn't there anymore? And they're saying Cassidy.
I don't think
Oh yeah,
before, because Cassidy was never with Carla. They said at Final Five.
okay.
I didn't see it.
You said what?
I didn't see it. Cassidy at Final Five, she was with Owen and Gabler. Everyone was tunnel vision on Carla having to go, which I agree with. Carla would have won the game. She has a good mouthpiece. She would have broke down her game. I think she would have won if she was there. So I'm not mad at it, but I don't think Cassidy would have flipped.
I think her point might be though, and is that Cassidy should have made some kind of move to add to her resume, and maybe she could have made the move of getting Jesse out, but she was too distracted by Carla to even make that move. Which, you know, maybe she could have
right here. This is the move right here. If Carla would have voted for Owen with Jesse, and Jesse would have played his idol for Carla, Owen would have went home. But Carla voted for Jesse, which was some slick stuff, which would have caused the tie. Carla could have stayed if she wasn't being slick. She could have worried about Jesse at Final Four, but save yourself now.
She was trying to build that resume, man, because that would have been a move. That would have
definitely. I'm happy that Jesse, you know, because he could have, and then he would have went home. So I'm happy he said, no, I'm playing it for myself. Whatever happened, Carla, that's on you. You shouldn't have been trying to be slick.
I mean, she already showed herself to be slick when she was going behind his back the whole day. So thank God he wasn't a complete idiot.
Agreed. So we're past Final Five by Carla. You on the jury. We're at Final Four, because at Final Four, I forgot what the challenge was. It was stacking them bowls. I don't care about stacking the bowls. Cassidy won. Great.
I was gonna win that because that was very similar to the other stacking thing they had to do that she won.
What someone else said, and I missed the skeet ball. That's what
I know.
You're supposed to be dropping them.
Yeah, I wanted to see it.
As soon as I saw them stacking stuff, I hit fast forward. I didn't want to. I wanted to watch the skeet ball.
Yeah.
But whatever. Cassidy won. So now she has to go back and decide who's going to make fire, because she knows Jesse is going to do it. She said, I don't want to pad Owen's resume, but you ended up padding Gabler's resume. I will say this. I wouldn't have chanced it. If I win the final immunity, I'm not making fire to prove nothing to anybody. I just proved myself by winning this. So I feel like either way she win, it would have been a move for the other person, unless Jesse would have won. If Jesse would have won it, we could have fast forward the whole thing. It wasn't even nothing to watch.
Right. But no, he won the game. Yeah. They were so heartbroken. They was heartbroken.
I've never seen a jury cheer for someone at fire making the way they cheered for Jesse.
They wanted, because they wanted a good,
they knew they were going to.
They knew he was the winner.
He deserved that win, but he did it to himself. He did it to himself, honestly. But
you have to. Anybody that gonna Survivor from here on out, you should be practicing fire in your backyard or wherever.
I promise you.
For the moment you get on the show.
And don't get rid of your allies. Let other people get rid of your allies.
I was hoping, like, I was finger crossing that maybe Jesse would have been like a slick fire maker, but you know, I'm not gonna show anybody I know how to make fire. But come this challenge, I'm about to burn it down. But Gabler set a record, 4 minutes, 9 seconds.
He did.
Jesse was bad at everything, it seemed, except for actually playing the game.
Yeah. But at least, you know, Jesse can say, I went out to someone who set a record. Like, it's not like you just got beat by a terrible time and you just sucked.
But
like,
he didn't even give him a run for his money.
He didn't give him a run. It was terrible. The combo
was awful. This is it right here. Cassidy was in her mind talking about, I'm not a kid. I don't need Carla to explain the game to me.
He got bold and went, I know I'm not an idiot, then Carla threatened her. Mm-hmm. Oh, that conversation was so cringe for both of them, honestly, because I did feel like Carla was a bit condescending the way she was talking to her. And then, Cassidy, of course, was rude back. I think they're just both maybe too similar, and both of them are a little bit arrogant. And so both of them was rubbing each other wrong, and they were like, you don't tell me what to do. No, you don't tell me what to do. I know this. And so it was.
Oh my gosh. It was so funny though when Carla said something about those were my moves or something, and like you didn't do anything pretty much. That was kind of funny for me because I was like, I mean,
it was true.
Ain't lying. Yeah, I was like
trying to tell you about the jury, but in Cassidy's defense, if Carla was sitting at the final three, no one else is winning either. It would have been a unanimous vote. So for either one of them, Gabler, Cassidy, or Owen to have a chance, they had to be sitting the way they were sitting. Because if Jesse or Carla would have swapped out either one of them, it would have been unanimous for whoever they swapped them for. So,
but it's like in knowing that you wish that Carla, because I do think that if she would have done that fire challenge, though I understand what you're saying, because I
mean
Cassidy, huh?
You said Carla.
Oh, sorry, Cassidy. I do understand what you're saying because I feel the same way. You earned that immunity, so you don't want to put yourself in the line of fire. But I feel like without that, she wasn't gonna win.
But she didn't realize that. She went in there thinking she
had done things she hadn't done.
Played this amazing game.
Yeah, she felt like she was in the driver's seat when you were just a part of the alliance. And you should have said, Cassidy, is I had a huge alliance from the beginning of the game. Myself, Carla, and James. Carla was a bigger spokesperson from the alliance, but we all came together, made decisions, and made moves. I laid low and won immunity challenges, so that's how I contributed to the alliance. That's all she had to say.
She didn't know her role. You knew her role. You said that a lot better.
She wanted to be more than what she was, and she wasn't.
She wasn't. She was not, and that's what lost it for her because she did not know what she did. She did not know her place.
Okay, a question from the chat. Who do you want to see play again?
I want to see my boy Cody play again, and Jesse. That's what I want to see play again.
Cody, Jesse. I wouldn't mind seeing Carla again. Maybe even Sammy. Like I feel like
I like Sammy.
He started out well and then he was just kind of like all over the place.
I like my dude too, who was all strong and stuff, and he was trying to be an actor and he wasn't acting very well.
Yeah, what's our dude's name? The one that was close to Gabler.
Ryan. Didn't know he was playing Survivor this season.
No,
he wanted to do was play with his fish friends. That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Now let's save that spot for someone else.
Okay.
All right, then we'll go.
I like Carla. I like Sammy. I would love to see Jesse play again, but I think if Jesse ever returns, he's a first boot. No one's, after seeing how the edit made Jesse this huge strategist, mastermind of the game. He's like step 1, step 2, step 3. Like he's breaking. No one's going to give Jesse that opportunity again to, come back in the game.
Well, that's why if he plays again, they should cast him in a mastermind season that's famous for you bring forth your biggest mind.
Other heroes versus villains or something.
And your biggest
other game changers. Because to me, Jesse changed the game. I've never seen people come in and be like, oh, this is the vote. Everyone wants to vote out so-and-so. Let's vote out so-and-so. Like, I've never seen people flip a vote like that because you already have everyone on board, but you're like, no, I don't want to do what everyone wants to do. Let's do this. Like, Jesse has changed. So if they ever do game changes again, that would be great. Kamisha's in the chat. Hey, Kamisha.
Kamisha, hello.
She loves your Christmas tree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, we in here.
Okay, so we just got rid of Jesse. Poor Jesse. all the jury is upset to see him go. I've never seen someone at Final Four get that long of a speech before they fire gets snuffed out. But
Right.
everyone loved Jesse. But now we're at the final three. And let's just jump right to the final tribal council because I don't care about it. I think I hit fast forward after that. I didn't care about nothing else back at.
Mm-hmm.
So we open it up. Gabler, to me, opened up the final tribal council as a winner. The way he explained his game, he was very articulate. He was funny. He made them laugh. He had them nodding their heads like, what you saying we are in agreement with.
Yeah.
So Gabler opened it up with the bang. Cassidy, I don't know what she was talking about.
Well, she's her biggest inspiration. So there you go.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I won this, I won that, I did this, and this. And I'm like, okay. It was times, I don't know if you all peeped this, where the jury would ask a question and they wouldn't even let Owen answer. Like Jeff would just move on. Next question.
Oh man.
My boy Owen
was just there.
I was so shocked though, because I really felt that Owen had a chance. And I still feel that. I think that he just, again, like Cassidy, was really bad at articulating his game and where he was. And the only reason I say that is because I feel like he really had an underdog story where he was never in a place of security. He always was having to fight for his life. And I feel like he didn't articulate that in a way that could reach the jurors and make them see like, oh, wow, like, you know, this was hard for him to even get here. Like his alliance was never solid. Them Baka people
never had an alliance.
Right.
Yeah.
It's, like, the fact that he ended up there, and I mean, there were so many times they were targeting him and he won immunity to keep himself there. And I just feel like I thought he was going to get more votes than Cassidy, honestly, coming into it before they started speaking. Clearly, after they started speaking, she was like,
oh, that last speech that he made where he was like, I didn't really have a standing in the game and this, that, and the third. And James was like, thank you for saying it. Thank you. We admire your honesty. And I was like, you just lost it. You lost it right there.
Look, James was never voting for Owen. And let's get into that. Les is being funny. He says somebody needs to make sure Gabler donates all that money after he talked about it so much. I don't know why, but that shit was annoying, I guess, to me, the way he was going on and on about it. Look, when Gabler got up and said, I'm going to make history and donate all of the money, the first thing I thought was, oh, he got money. Because who wins $1 million and gives it all away? Now, he said he didn't, but I'm sure he's up. Right, you're surgeon, neuro something. Yes. He has coins. He doesn't need $1 million, or he has a cushy enough life to where.
Gonna be pissed at him though. Ooh, they're gonna be pissed. No, I wish I would win the lottery and give that money all the way. Like my family gonna be like, you what? Like we all here, we need stuff.
Like, you might you his family, he's set. They obviously don't need the money if he can give it all away.
Cousins, no uncles, no aunts, no nieces, nephews that need anything.
No,
that's whole family got it.
I was proud of him for doing it. I said it was an amazing thing.
It was.
Do need money. I work for the government, so they do need money. Those programs are always looking for funds. So I think it's an amazing thing that he's doing. It's his money. I mean, he could go to the casino and gamble it all away. It's his money.
Did half to his family and half to the
half. Yeah, that's still impressive. That's 500,000 or 250,000 after taxes. That's still a big lump sum to be giving to charity.
It's admirable, but that's Gabler. Gabler's been admirable this entire season. Honestly,
we've been talking about the veterans this entire season, so that's been shocking. But at the end of the day, I thought it was an amazing thing.
Definitely. Unbelievable
thing. But Angie, can I just tell you, normally when I'm watching a competition show and people talk about giving the money to charity, I kind of normally don't root for them because I'd be like, I want it to go to somebody who actually needs it. But
the first person you think of is Jesse. Like, he needed that money. He talked about his family, his kids, and that money. You're like, should have voted Gabler. You know what's amazing about Gabler winning? And he brought it up in his finals tribal council. He could have went home week 1. He volunteered to go home week 1. But you all had to get the rainbow hair girl Mariah out. And I already thought that was racist because why the black girl on the tribe had to go L to the E. You had to get Mariah out when you could have had an opportunity to win and keep the funds. But no, Gabler said, vote me. I'm not even going to shoot in the dark. No, he had an idol that week too. He's like, I'm not going to play my idol. Just vote for me.
You said no, Gabler. No.
Who does that?
We're getting this black girl out first. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Her ally.
Right. Who wanted the girls to work together?
They were set up to lose from that very vote. We already that, yeah. So
that was amazing. And let's switch over to Owen for a second. Because I want to read him real quick.
Come on, girl.
Look, I'm so happy that James pointed out your BS in the final tribal council. And you're talking about, James, my only regret is how I handled you and that we got in that argument. I still didn't hear an apology. I heard a regret, but I didn't hear I apologize for lying on you. Because I recall you had this black man walking through the jungle with his hands up, talking about, I don't want to talk about it no more. I don't want to talk about it anymore. And you're still badgering him. And he's like this. That's already an image as a black woman I don't want to see on my television screen. But I understand you're an Asian man. You might not understand how that comes off to black people at home. But then you go to tribal council and you have the nerve to lie and tell Jeff he was following you. So I didn't hear an apology. Owen, from that moment, I wanted him gone. He could have been gone.
Same. We didn't I didn't
wanted James to drag him a little further and to explain. Now, I don't think James saw that image. And I think once he actually watches the season and sees how that image came off, maybe it's just me as a black person. It really bothered me. Maybe they can have a conversation and Owen can understand how that actually came off on television. But I wish James would have dragged you a little bit further because you might have regretted it. But if you regretted it so much, why didn't you apologize in the moment? Why didn't you apologize at the tribal council? He went home. You already had what you wanted. You could have apologized for that argument then.
I agree. I felt like his apology was BS. And I felt like Cassidy's apology was even bigger BS. I was like,
what Cassidy apologized for?
He apologized to Carla. I was like, girl, you just trying to apologize after
pandering, as she said. I'm not trying to pander. Yes, you are.
I was like, girl, ooh, I ain't buying it at all. And I don't think Carla is either.
But wait, let's stay on
Owen, yeah, because we feel the same way about him, and our younger sister did too. Wasn't going for him after that.
And honestly, I didn't feel the same way because I had said, you know what? You know, the whole underdog story, I thought maybe he might have deserved it, but her and our younger sister, but remember how he treated James. And it is true. And James didn't do anything to deserve it. And it seemed like he had beef with James, wanting to get James out the moment the merge happened.
If you want to talk about somebody who seemed to have something out for the black people, I feel like, that was Owen more than anybody. Seriously,
I didn't understand how James had to go home before Carla. Carla was running things from the beginning of the game, but James was the threat because he wasn't even winning.
He wasn't a threat. He wasn't doing anything.
But to them, he was a threat. Exactly. Like Ryan, they couldn't see past a big black man. That's all they could see. Where they couldn't even see that he didn't even know what show he was on. He didn't. He was out there auditioning, acting. I'm throwing challenges, and I'm going to act like bad acting at that. He's swimming with the fish. He don't care what kind of strategy is going on the beach. He just wants to swim with the fish. Ryan going home is where everyone's game went downhill for me because he never could have went home.
Right. Cassidy needed Ryan in that finale. If she would have had Ryan and Owen in that finale, she would have won. She would have won.
Ryan should have been drugged to the final three. I would not have even made Ryan make fire. Just sit here, talk about fishing, and that's it. Ryan did not know what was going on in that game.
Yeah.
So when they voted him out, I said, "This racist right here. I don't care what nobody say."
Oh yeah, it definitely was. It was terrible seeing them two black men go
Yeah,
out
it
back
didn't
to
happen.
back the same episode.
Literally the same thing almost happened last season, remember? And that's why Drea and Marianne ended up playing their idols at that second
because they were like,
tribal.
we're not doing this.
And they did it again. They did it the next season. It's terrible. Being black is the threat. I'm telling you, being black is the threat in Survivor. Sometimes it's like
in the world.
In the world.
Reality shows.
In reality shows, for sure.
I do just want to point out, though, that Gabler was always a friend to Ryan. And that was really sweet to see.
Yeah, look, I ain't Gabler at all. Out of all these people in this game, he has been the kindest, most straightforward, like, person in the game. So I'm not mad to see him win.
Once Gabler shouted out his dog at that challenge, I was here for him. I was like, "Oh, not the dog! I'm here for it."
Wait, this person, Avita said Gabler did absolutely nothing as a player. He did not wit or outplay anyone. He coasted the entire season.
But so did Cassidy and Owen, which made the final three perfect. You just got to pick the best coast.
More, this dude, the fact that he's literally included in all these alliances, he saw the most powerful players in the game and somehow got in with them, Cody and Jesse. Like, I don't know. I can't say that he skated by. I really can't, because he was a part of this. He got to say, "Oh, no, Cassidy, you didn't do that. That was ride or die. That was us." So he got to say that. So
he did say it. He was like, "If ride or die did this, I don't know what you talking about with Ryan. You might have voted for him, but it wasn't your idea."
Yeah, and this dude was out here, old dude out here winning immunity challenges.
He should have told him. He should have told her, "Look, you weren't in charge of nothing because it could have been you. You just don't know."
Literally. And I feel like they kind of did tell her that, right? Because they were like, if it wasn't so-and-so, then it was going to be this person or whatever. So it was like, you literally, that's basically what they're saying. Like, you literally almost left. You didn't even know it. That was embarrassing for her.
Oh, so embarrassing.
Actually lost the game right there. But I feel like when I finally watched the final tribal council and I heard Owen Gabler's opening statement, I said, okay, I see how he won. Because really, when they were asking the questions, Gabler really didn't have any answers. He was just saying little stuff here or there. But when he did his little monologues and he made people laugh, I feel like everyone liked Gabler. The only person up there that might have had any kind of hatred for Gabler probably could have been Janine for her friend Ellie. But that was so long ago. Janine is over that.
Mm-hmm. So, good move. Like, I feel like that move was integral. Which one is it? Well, whatever.
She also admitted to being the one that went through the book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's not like he went after Ellie for no reason.
That move was so important for him because remember, like, that was when everybody was like, we don't know who to get out. Nobody wanted to get rid of their own people. And he was like, hey, y'all can get rid of somebody.
Ellie could go. Mm-hmm.
So she's not trustworthy. The way that he told them, like, he was just so honest and truthful and like a straight shooter, and I feel like that made people so comfortable with him. They were like, he's somebody we can work with. They wanted
to play the game with him.
Yeah,
that's why he was in these alliances. Y'all weren't in these alliances because people didn't want to work with y'all. Owen was this grumpy
he was trustworthy. He was trustworthy
person. That's why he's left out of everything. And then Cassidy, she's playing really strong and kind of overplaying, and she's included in the vote, but she's not in any alliances. So it's like, y'all can't say that, whereas Gabler can, because Gabler was like this warrior that people admired, and they saw that, wow, he's winning immunities and he's shouting out the veterans and he's shouting out his dog, and they liked him.
I liked him.
Everyone said James had close relationships with each person. He was a social threat, but it still sucked how he went on.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see that. He was very likable, and I really admired his game.
So was Gabler.
He was in with everybody. He was playing a great game, and I was just like, Carla, how are you just gonna let him go like this? Like, I blame her for that.
That was Carla's mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
Part of me feels like James had to have given Sammy that paper, because Carla, I don't understand why she felt it was okay to get rid of James, but.
Yeah, and that's the only way that it makes sense, is like if she had no choice, like he didn't have the advantage anymore, Because if he had it, like it's so.
I really want to ask that. I really want to ask James that. I'm gonna find him on Twitter and ask him that because
Please do.
it doesn't make sense. Sammy did follow me on Twitter.
Okay, now let's go.
It's not that big of a deal. He only had like 28 followers, so I think he's new to Twitter.
Oh
so
yeah,
he was following everybody.
Still, yeah, because
You're
his
in contact.
following's going to build up. And
I do want to ask Sammy about that. Now that the game is over, I want to know, did you have James's piece of paper or not? Because if you had it, why didn't you play it?
Mm-hmm.
Also, why are you trying to get out Carla when you just built that trust with her? Like,
Bro,
that was not the move.
He was just running around like a chicken with his head cut off. The question, does Sammy not remind you, we may have asked you this before, does Sammy not remind you of Channing Tatum? He talks like him.
No, not physically.
Listen to him talk. We both said it. That like she said he reminds me of somebody. The way I said, I know who it is, Channing Tatum. She said that's who it is. He talks like him. I'm telling you, you guys.
Sammy is cute, but not
the way he talks. Not his.
Wait, say the name Channing Tatum.
Mm-hmm. From Step Up.
Mike
and Magic Mike. He talks like him. He talks like him. Not look. Talks.
Yeah,
they got the same voice. Also, he put multiple bugs in people's ears, and also at the final, Tribal defended his game and got himself thrown into fire. Look, I'm telling you, he did the thing. I cannot hate on it. He was the best winner out of all the three of them.
And Jesse was politicking for him. And once you have somebody in the jury validating you and saying, yes, he was in the alliance, he did this, and that was a great, like, once you have somebody in the jury championing you,
champion. You said that right, championing?
Yeah, that word. Once you have that, you have the jury. And everyone on the jury respects Jesse and wanted him to win. So if Jesse is like, well, I think Gabler did this, he did that, and he was with me. Oh, Gabler was you? And we wanted you to win? Okay, Gabler wins. Because the only person that voted for Cassidy was James. And I understand James because they were on the blue team all season. I can see that, but I would have thought James would have voted more with Carla.
Or just voted off.
Well, we knew he wasn't going to vote Owen.
I knew it wasn't going to be Owen.
I guess maybe he didn't have a close relationship with Gabler, and he just really respected Cassidy probably. Also, they just had clocked Cassidy. I'm telling you,
I think did have no votes.
Because he didn't put any effort to play the game. He straddled the middle. I guess they voted for him because he's nice.
No, yeah, I mean, we've said this all show. The final three was full of floaters, people who really didn't make strategic moves. So you got to vote for somebody.
And also,
so who's the best?
I really do feel like Gabler and Owen being willing to make fire like that. I feel like that was really like a big thing. And then you have Cassie over here who's like shaking in her boots, or not shaking her boots, but she's like, she's not going to do it. And I understand she had safety, but then I also think if Gabler had won that safety, would he have felt like he would have like thrown himself into fire? Possibly.
Oh, that would have been cool to see.
Possibly he might have thrown himself, if he felt like he needed that move. I feel like he would have thrown himself in there and been like, I need this move.
You didn't come this far to lose.
Yeah.
So you need to do whatever you can.
Exactly. And I feel like we've already said, Cassidy was going to lose regardless. I do feel like if she would have thrown herself into fire, she might have been able to win, because
it was a win-win situation for her, because either she would have built her resume or she would have gave us a good winner. So you literally couldn't lose.
She didn't see it that way though, because like you've been saying, Angie, she wasn't aware of her game and her position in the game. She really thought she was this big player, and that's where she messed up.
Yeah, if she would have, I think Cassidy could have won if she would have explained it right, because
yes,
she had a thing with being the last female standing, and as a female, she won 1/3 of all the individual immunities, and she was still in a power alliance. She just couldn't explain it. She wanted to be. She felt like this. She wanted to be Jessie.
She felt
like, if I could be a Jesse and explain, but you forget, like, Jesse is on the jury, so you can't be Jesse if he's sitting over there. Like, they're gonna call you out. So It could have went to it really could have went to anybody, and I feel like it went to who they liked.
That's a big deal. Yeah, Zuda's right. Like, absolutely.
Zuda said no, he was playing the game and did it perfectly. He got out LE and managed his threat level to where not a single person said his name all game, let alone vote him.
Wow.
He got out the person who would have wanted him out, and that was LE. Because if LE wouldn't have went home that week, she would have been Gabler has to go. That's the person. That was the only person that had his name, and he said no. And he did it with the most people in the game, which makes it even better. Like he got the entire group, pre-merged group, to be like, okay, Ellie, you could go. Because it's easier to make votes and make decisions when the numbers dwindle down. But he did it right at the merge feast. Look, she was in my bag. She got to go. And he said it with her best friend sitting right there.
Right. Oh my God. She was a straight up G. It was awesome. It was awesome. But you know what? I was just thinking about last season with Marianne and Mike and Romeo, how they were the final three. I feel like Mike could have easily won if Marianne hadn't had them cards up her sleeves like she had and played the game, a game that nobody knew she had been playing. So I'm saying all that to say Cassidy didn't have them cards up her sleeves. No. And so I don't know why people were expecting her to win because
there's a lot of people upset that she didn't win. And you know, it's like, I would like a woman to win too, for sure. But I don't think she deserved it. So I wasn't really rooting for her. Not to say any of them deserved it, but I do think that Gabler deserved it. I'm not mad at him winning. I'm not going to be
especially
mad.
After that jury said the questioning, it became clear that he was the one that deserved it out of the three.
Yeah, because I don't think any one of them really deserved it more than the other, except for, you know, Gabler. He explained himself better. He did fire. He was a little bit more impressive. So, but I don't understand why people are so mad that Cassidy didn't win.
I'll be honest, because I think I said it in a video prior. If I think I went, you know, because I do my predictions and stuff. I think I said Gabler had the least amount of chance to win.
Oh, yeah?
I said that in previous videos before I saw, you know, the final episode. I was like, if it's Cassidy, Owen, and Gabler, I said Cassidy's probably going to win. But I thought she knew how to explain her game. But once I saw the final thing, I was like, oh, Gabler's winning this. Because he also brought things to my attention that I forgot. He was Ali Gabler. Like, he was hiding under the water. He wasn't throwing prawns on people, you know, causing havoc in camp. He kind of calmed down and said, okay, I'm going to go chill out so my threat level isn't high. Look, after Carla and James left, I really didn't care who won.
Jesse, after Jesse left, it was just like...
That's what I meant, Carla and Jesse.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess you would be mad about Cassidy if you feel like she's played the better game. And like we said, Angie, you explained it well when you were given what her argument should have been. So maybe in their eyes, they're like, you know, she should have won. She played the better game. But they shouldn't be mad at the people because she lost it for herself when she didn't explain herself well. So that's, if they're going to be mad at anybody, just be mad at the circumstances, be mad, frustrated with her. But they voted the best way that they could based off of what people told them.
And I said this in a Twitter space a few weeks ago. Number one, every jury is different. You don't know what your jury is going to look for until you get to that final tribal council, because you could have the best social game, but that jury might like physical threats. You could be a physical threat, but that jury may like strategy. You never know what your jury is looking for until you're in the game. But I said this in spaces. The one thing for all of these shows, Big Brother, The Circle, Survivor, you have to get rid of people who know how to speak well. That's lawyers. I now see what Cody means by salespeople, like people who know for a living, they have to persuade you to go their way. And that's what they do every day for a living. Those people have to go. And I don't know if Gabler is a neurosurgeon or if he's a neurosurgeon sales. I can't remember, but he knows how to speak to people. So those people who like Carla knows how to speak to people. Jesse, he's a politician. They know how to speak to people. Up and out. people who know how to make an argument for themselves, you have to get rid of them quick. And that's easy. You can tell who has a good speaking game by just talking to them in around camp. Oh, they like that's what I'm talking about. Ryan didn't know how to string two sentences together.
See what you're saying though, Angie, and it's such a great point.
Yeah.
It will change the way the game is played because they're not thinking about that. But you're absolutely right in many ways because y'all can get to the end. But if y'all get to the end with these people and they over here,
they don't even know how to explain what they did, then it's like it doesn't even matter what you did. Yeah, it doesn't even matter.
Gable turned nothing into something. Same with Mary Ann. Like I ain't gonna get up here and lie. Mary Ann got on my last nerve. Like she would have aggravated me on that. She would have aggravated me on that beach. But I like Mary Ann as a person. But on my TV, I was like, girl, it's too much. It's too much. But anyway, Mary Ann to me didn't really rev up towards the end, but she knew how to speak for herself. And sometimes that's all you need. You just need to know how to take something and turn it into everything. And if you don't know how to present an argument, to present a case for yourself, you're going to lose Survivor every time.
You need to teach these people how to play because they're playing a losing game right now. They're not thinking about this stuff. They're not considering this stuff, but it absolutely is important. You got to get these people out. In Final 6, put the bug in Jesse's ear to target Cody because they had the same game, but that never came back on him.
Yeah, that did happen. They put that bug. I forget who it was that was like, hey, y'all have, it might have been Gabe. Who was it? Somebody was like, y'all do have similar games. And I hated that. I was like, not Cody, Jesse. I was like, Jesse, please don't focus on that. It is not a big deal. You don't need to be dealing with that right now.
And you have to
weigh it. You have to weigh it. Sometimes you don't want to be like Dominic and Wendell. You don't want to come up to a tie and then have to rely on a tie-breaking vote because you have the same game as someone else. But to me, I feel like when you're in a position of same game, it comes down to social. Who do people like more, you or Cody? And maybe he felt like people liked Cody more.
People did like Cody more, but think about, Big Brother. You said, Jesse he knows how to speak for himself, just like Cody does. He had way more of a reason why. And like I said, he was behind those moves more than Cody. I don't know if he realized that. I really feel like he must not have realized that, because if he did, he would have known that he didn't need to be getting rid of Cody.
It was literally the whole
from his confessionals. Like he was the one in the confessionals narrating the game, breaking down every tribal council. He had to know that. I mean, I guess everyone was. He didn't know the edit, so I guess he didn't know because you don't know how they're gonna edit.
But Angie, do you not remember? Literally, Cody came to him and was like, "Hey, everybody wants to get out Cassidy." I think maybe it was Cassidy because they're trying to break up Cassidy and Carla, and then he was like, "But Carla he just found out Carla was on board with it." And he was like, well, if Carla's on board with it, then why are we trying to break up them two? They're clearly not as close as we think they are. So we don't really need to do that. Let's do this. He did that. He switched that. Like, do you not realize that you're the one making these moves? You don't need to be worried about Cody.
Yeah, because I think at the final tribal council, especially the way he spoke from the jury, he would have spoke and explained his game way better than Cody. Cody is a free spirit. He was out there. Cody just wanted to be there. I don't think Cody really knew what he was doing in the game.
He didn't. He was not a mastermind by any stretch of the imagination. And they remind me so much of Derek and Cody. And it's like, where would Derek have gone if he got rid of Cody? Like, people would have seen Derek for who he was. He wouldn't have had his shield. He wouldn't have been able to be as influential as he was. And it's something about staying loyal to the person that you've been playing the game with. And I completely believe if he would have stayed, he would have been out of that game. If he would have stayed loyal to Cody, he would have been able to stay in the background like he was before and continue to puppeteer. And Cody would have been his shield, and they both would have made it to the end. And he would have been able to win.
Everybody what he was doing,
just like Derek did. Derek told everybody, I I ran this game. I ran this.
And it was like, oh, even Cody was like, oh.
He would have still had a splashy move with Janine's idol. So
he would have won. And I just hate that he didn't have that confidence in himself because he had this.
Or he could have made an even splashier move at the final 5 and would have been and not gave Cody his idol and be like, I'm gonna save Cassidy and myself. Instead of because if it's in your bag, you're the owner of it. So I don't know. Maybe he can do it again. I just feel like he can't do it again on another season because his threat level is too high and I don't think people will fall for it again.
What do you think about the challenge?
Okay, let's talk there. They said James and Cassidy were like brother and sister. They didn't show it. Okay, I don't care about that.
Well, you know what? Maybe that would have been helpful if she was on the side that he was on when he got voted out. Maybe that would have never happened. Because that was kind of tragic.
Well, that's why he voted for her in the end, is because they were like brother and sister. But what are you saying?
For that split, when they had the 2, one from each side get voted out, if Cassidy had been on that side with James.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe
that is when that happened.
Yeah. That was his sister. Why wasn't he speaking for her at the final? Like Jesse was speaking for Gabler, pointing out Gabler's game. James was kind of sitting back listening to everybody.
I didn't know what to say.
Well, you know what? Did you notice that one time he was trying to ask Owen a question and Noelle like cut him off and answered it for Owen? I was like, yep. What's happening right now? Like
Owen barely said anything in that tribal council. So
yeah, I guess.
I noticed one time where I don't know if it was Cody's question. It was someone's question. Gabler answered, then Cassidy, and then Jeff was like, okay, next. I was like, you ain't gonna let Owen answer?
I hope he answered and they just didn't show it.
Maybe they just cut it out of the edit.
Yeah, because that would be brutal.
He kept saying the same thing. I really didn't have a move. I ain't really had no place in the game. Okay, so you just sitting here. You could be quiet.
Right.
Well, you know, when they were talking about like the impressive thing that they had done or something that was really difficult, I was surprised Owen didn't talk about the holding his breath with the water challenge. Like that was like really, really, really
right. Impressive. And you set a record.
Way more impressive than
he
that
couldn't
puzzle.
Remember it. All he could remember was what he did that week with that puzzle. And it's like, that's not even that impressive, dude. But
and I'm assuming
he wanted to point out to Carla, you might have got that advantage, but I won the challenge. He wanted to have that moment, but
you should have had both of them. You should have said both of them.
Yeah, things. I would have said both of them.
Carla the wrong way. That's not good jury management. You should have talked about holding your breath, like,
and then shouted her out and been like, you know, we were both able to do that. And she knows how hard it was. That was not easy, blah, blah. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But they want to talk about with the challenge, because
oh yeah. Oh, you want to? Oh, I'm gonna remind you this time because we all got into it last time to put up the thing.
Oh, the background.
Yeah. I'm gonna be right. I was
actually asking you as far as the challenge before we talk about it. I was asking you, like, would you like to see anybody from this season on the challenge?
Oh,
you know what? This might be controversial because I don't like this person that much. But I would love to see what Noelle could do on the challenge because she is a physical competitor. And even though I might not have liked her personality as much, she impressed me at winning a lot of these challenges and the things that she did this season. I would love to see what she can do on the challenge, you know, because to me, that missing leg, she does better than people with 2 legs. So I would love to see if that can transition over to the challenge. And she has that spicy personality, so I'm sure she would give us some drama. She would get into it with a few people.
Yeah.
I think it would work. I don't think I like anybody else. And the other people I do like, I don't think the challenge is a fit for them, like Carla or Jesse. That's not their show.
You don't think Jesse would do well on there?
I think as a politician, no, the challenge is messy. And I'm here for the mess. I want to see you be messy as well as compete. So No, and he's already shown not to be a physical competitor.
Oh, you're so right. I didn't even think about that. He's not good.
But someone did put on Twitter they would love to see Cody and Jesse on Amazing Race. I would watch that.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I would love to see that too. They could win.
I would love to see Cody on. I would also love to see Cody on the challenge.
Sammy is made for the challenge. Yeah. He young. Put him on the challenge.
He is young. I feel like Cody has aged out. Like, I feel like once you're over 35, if you haven't already been in the system,
right,
you're too old to be jumping into that kind of foolishness.
Oh, let them have a chance.
Yeah, think about the people on Survivor CBS. Like, they were a lot of.
Right. It was a drama, pretty much a drama-free season. It was mostly about voting. Like, it wasn't messy like how this season is.
Yeah.
But everybody got some messy in them. I feel like it will be brought out. Like, you know, when people are like, oh, they're not going to be messy or whatever. Amber B is not a messy person.
She's not.
But look at her. The drama follows her. The drama follows her because people are jealous.
So. People don't like her, and I don't really know why. But I would agree. Sammy and Noel are probably the only two people that I would care about on the challenge.
I'm just kidding.
I don't like Cody.
Okay.
I don't think he would do well on the challenge at all.
I think he would be reminiscent of a Jordan, of a who's somebody else that
you just said that because their hair is similar.
Well, they're both like
old as Cody, because no shade involved in this statement, but sometimes non-melanated people look older than what I think they are.
Yeah.
So how old is he?
I think he's like 30. He was 34.
I think he's young
because he was close to our age.
I'm gonna look him up.
I think I was like, we would have been in high school with him. So yeah, I think he's like 34, 35,
he's 36.
36.
Yeah, 36 is too old to be starting the challenge. I feel like you need to start 20s, maybe 30. Just like Natalie from Survivor. I love her. I love Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
But I think on the competitive side of the challenge, she would be great, but I don't think she's going to give me the drama and the foolishness I'm looking for as entertainment.
They all gonna give the drama because guess what? They be getting mad when they get thrown in, and then the drama comes.
But I get what you're saying.
I'll be looking for more drama. I'll be looking for hookups.
Yeah, she wants the immature people who, and you know, when you in your 30s, your late 30s, hopefully you
like Tori, Norris, and Jordan stuff. It aggravates me, but it's at least entertaining me. It's giving me something to talk about on the channel. Where if everyone is there just at home with their husband and just competing and going to sleep, it ain't nothing for us to talk about. You got something to talk about on my channel.
That's true.
I thought Danny might have been older, but Danny is 34.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah.
From Survivor?
From Challenge USA and Survivor, yeah.
I agree. I feel like the challenge people should be allowed on Survivor and Big Brother like they come to the challenge. I would love to see if CBS ever did another celebrity Big Brother, make it all challenge people, like put bananas in there.
That'd be cool.
That would be so good.
Yeah, I feel like it would have to be all, like if they did a Survivor, it would have to be like
all Survivor, all challenge. And people from the challenge are popular enough where they're going to tune in. Even if you put it on Paramount Plus, they would watch it. I would watch it. I would watch it and review it, and I would get my life. Especially if you turn those live feeds on.
Oh, yeah.
Challenge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be so good, man. That would
oh
be
my
so
gosh.
Good.
It says Sarah, who won the Challenge USA, is 39.
I could believe it.
So Cody can go on Challenge USA.
I cancel Challenge USA. Cancel all of that.
No, ma'am.
Oh, man. It ain't giving her the drama she needs.
No, I appreciate the Challenge USA. I actually like the season.
Oh, yeah.
I was here for it. But how are you going to promise me a Challenge USA, UK, Australia, Argentina, Japan, but then I got to go out on the black market and look for a link? Why is it not on Paramount Plus so I could watch all of it and review all of it? I'm not looking at a link on my computer.
Yeah.
Okay, I 100% agree with you, Angie. Let's not do the Challenge USA. Let's name it something else, but where the other CBS stars get to come on.
Just call it the Challenge CBS. That's
the Challenge USA, but throw that global stuff out. If you're not going to show me Japan and everybody else, just let Japan have their own challenge and be done with it.
I wanted to see Japan, man.
I wanted to see all of them because they said Australia was messy.
Man.
They said UK was boring because the Queen died and everybody wanted to quit.
Oh.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know how they feel about the Queen. We don't have that same, we feel for you, rest in peace, but we ain't calling off work for 3 weeks and stuff like that. I know UK is good because I probably know half of the people on the UK because a lot of UK people come to American reality shows.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to seen it all, but they're not putting it on Paramount Plus.
That don't make no sense.
Mm-mm.
Okay, they just stay fumbling the bag. They get on my nerves, honestly. They really do.
And they want us to watch the global one on Paramount Plus,
and we don't know these people.
We don't know these people because we haven't watched the seasons.
Could care less.
I still watch it and go for them over the people they got.
I'll watch it, but it's just you're not gonna have as much at stake.
Yeah.
Or you can know all of the challenge people because it's the challenge versus the world. So everyone from the global spinoffs that won or came in second get to compete against our favorite challengers.
So wouldn't they probably end up losing considering all of these people that they're going against won? What I mean?
Who would lose?
The regular challengers, because the regular challenger side is not comprised of just winners.
Not necessarily, because these people have been playing the game a lot longer than they have.
Yeah, but they played their respective seasons and all of them won.
Maybe that's their way of evening the playing field, though, because if they put them against challenge vets who've been playing this game forever and they were all winners, they wouldn't stand a chance.
Wouldn't have a chance. Yeah.
So.
And it's a lot of heavy hitters like Bananas will be on it, Wes, Jordan, Naya, Tori.
Bananas not no heavy hitter no more, Angie.
Ooh, girl.
Anymore. I said in my last video last night, Bananas need to go on over to All Stars. Get over there. He's not doing anything on MTV anymore. Just go sit over on All Stars or stay with your podcast. Because I thought Bananas was faking until he had to get up there with Horacio, and I said, "No, just go on, sit down."
Mm-hmm. I mean, he ain't did nothing impressive the entire season, honestly.
They won that one challenge. I don't remember how they won it.
Man, they probably rigged that for them. Because that was the one when they first got there and they ended up going last and they won that. So who knows?
I do want to see this dynamic of Jordan, Naya, and Tori all in one season. Because Naya, I feel like Naya can beat Tori.
Yeah, I just, I was excited about that too before. But then watching this season, it's like, it's like Naya, where's Naya? Naya's not in his mind. It's Nerese. So I'm like,
he was never dating Naya. Him and Naya just made up and were friends, and they might have hooked up a time or two, but they were never dating. Everyone is single, which is let's get into the episode. This is what, Tori, I need you to understand. You are single. Just because you choose to lay your single self in the bed with your ex-fiance doesn't mean he owes you anything when he's single. You made a choice that night, and now he's making a different choice another night. He doesn't owe you anything. And I also need Tori to calm down because for the past year and a half, we've seen you lay up in the bed with 4 different men. And you think that he's laid up with one female?
And I think that, and I'm so glad you said that too, Angie, because before it was coming off to me like petty. Whenever Jordan would in his interviews bring that up, I was like, are you trying to go tit for tat with her? But I think he's literally just saying, like,
he's trying to make a point.
Why are you trying to act like you feel some type of way and your butt hurt when you literally did all this stuff? Like, we've been broken up for how long? You done this, that, and the third. So why are you acting like you're hurt now? She
still sees it differently, though, because she was doing that stuff with him not being there. Yeah, he's going to have to see it, but it's still different to, like, be there and see it in real time. And then she also said in the episode that he's telling her he still loves her and stuff. And that's like... And we saw him literally say it. He was like, I do. And it's like, if you still love her, then what are you doing then?
We all know how people play with this word love. And we need to all act our age. I can love someone, but that don't mean I want to be with you.
Yeah, and I want
love for you. Like some people say, I still love you because they don't hate you.
Mm-hmm. Or because love you. It's like, I will always love you, but like you said, I don't want to be with you though.
I don't want to be with you. And if we keep it 100% real, you sitting up in a house with a man that supposedly the Twitter curb is saying that you cheated on Jordan with. Because Fessy is sitting up in the next room. So please, Tori, calm it all the way down. Calm it all the way down.
I think they definitely need to define the relationship because sis is acting all kind of
single
and unhinged. Like she's like
on Twitter, they've been broken up for 18 months. I have forgot it was that long, but she's acting like they just broke up like Cache and Cinco, even though Cache was still a fool over there on the USA. But they had just broke up.
Yeah.
You all have been, all capital letters, been broken up. You have been up underneath at least 4 other men on camera.
And getting mad because she's cuddled up with somebody.
Yeah, like they broke up yesterday. It is very strange.
Right, it's a big difference. And if you have these feelings for a man and you don't know where you stand, don't lay up in the bed naked with him. Because you're opening yourself up to be hurt. When in his mind, he's single. You have to know men do not carry that emotional baggage the same way females do. So if you feeling some kind of way in your heart, it start triple beating and stuff, and you don't know where you stand with this man, don't lay up naked with him until you get some kind of understanding, because now your feelings hurt again. And that's your fault.
1000%. And Angie, you know what? We had heard that all 3 of them are going to be on the Global Challenge, Naya and Tori and Jordan. And time I thought that I had heard that Jordan and Tori were back together. Obviously that is not true. No. So at the time I was like, well, this isn't going to be that fun because Naya is going to obviously be his second and that's going to be hurtful for her. But now knowing that that's not the case, it is definitely going to be really interesting to see the dynamic there, because he's obviously not with Tori and he's not with Naya. He still has love for Tori, but he also has a very, very close relationship with Naya and a lot of love for her. So it's going to be interesting to see, like, who is his number one. I would think coming off of this would be Naya, because him and Tori just seem so fractured, like they can't even trust each other. But I don't know. We'll see.
I can see Tori has already admitted, so I'm not saying anything she didn't say about herself, that she's very vindictive and an emotional player. I think Tori would ruin the show for me by trying to get Naya out early so she can have all of Jordan's attention.
I don't
think Tori wants to share Jordan, even though that ain't her man. I don't think Naya is going to be jealous. I don't see Naya tripping over Jordan. I think Naya would, I don't want to play her position because she has nothing romantically with him, but I think she's cool with her friendship with Jordan and she wouldn't make waves. I think Tori is more jealous and would be like, she got to go. I'm number one.
I definitely see that, Angie, because Naya's not that kind of person anymore. And she's not immature like that. Tori still has some things to work on. So,
well, I'm going to put this comment up here, but I don't like to talk about people's mental health. So I only really want to talk about the last thing you said, but I'm going to put it up here. I'm not even going to read the beginning. He said, not letting a man who broke up with me reject me on national TV. Tori needs to remember he left her to begin with. I only want to be shady with this comment because it's rumored that he left you because of your vacation. So, and you have a pattern of getting into new beds before you exit the bed you're in. So,
Angie, we didn't know, like, because on this show they keep saying different things. Like, it's like Tori's like, well, he broke up with me, and then
a couple of seasons somebody was saying she broke up with him. So we're so confused because I'm like, I could have sworn.
And I think Devin said she broke up with, like, they were even on this very season.
I think Devin did say she broke up with him, but then she admitted he broke up with me.
I'm so
confused. What has he said? According to him, was he the one that did it, or was it her? Like,
one thing I'll say about Jordan in the confessionals, even if he did break up with Tori, he's not putting any blame on her. He's kind of being neutral, like, we grew apart, we're 2 different people. So no matter what happened, I don't think Jordan wants to put their business in the street on what actually happened, which is admirable. And you know that word, you know.
You had it right, admirable. Yep. It is.
Is it admirable? Because it's like, is it admirable if he was the one that did it? Is he trying not to look bad, or is he like not wanting to
Oh no. Corey was on vacation with Fessy before she broke up with Jordan. Now, if they slept together or not, we don't know, but we all heard that secret recording floating around Instagram or Twitter. You didn't hear it? I heard it, so I don't have to say allegedly.
He's crazy.
And I feel like the way that they say the story, like she was like depressed or something, like she wasn't happy, and so she went off and she did some mess. And I just remember, it just came to me. I remember when this all went down, and Jordan, like, finally he went live or something, and he was talking about how he was really hurt, and he was really hurt in this situation. He wouldn't be saying that if he broke up with her. I mean, I know some people do say, you know, we broke up, and this is really hard, and this is really tough. But I think I do remember him saying, like, you know, he was hurt by her actions, like something like she had done.
So I think he just doesn't want to put it out there that you lose them how you get them, because Jordan, you lost her how you got her. We ain't gonna make it seem like you didn't know she had a man.
Yeah, it always happens.
My gosh, you're so right. I forgot.
It always happens. That's why it's like, just don't do it. Don't do it, because it's not gonna last.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Pitt,
You have to think about his embarrassment. Like, he was all on national TV proposing to this woman, and then she go do some slick stuff like that. Like, he probably doesn't want to put that out there. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I did hear the recording. She was in whatever vacation island with Fessy. Now, what they did on the island, I don't know, but she was there.
At that point, it doesn't even matter, because you on a vacation with another man. Where to do that at? No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So I just want Tori to keep her tears, but I guess it is entertainment. If I've seen any show that Norris has been on, she's known for taking people men. Ooh, and just did it to Raven. Ooh, well, no, Johnny was not Raven. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah,
because Johnny was not Raven's man. Johnny made his choice, and it looked like he didn't choose neither one of them after the show was over. Norris never coming up off Jordan. They still hanging out. Oh,
they are
for them.
I'm happy too. They're cute, and I'm like, you know, good for both of them. But yeah, I don't think we can put that on Norris, and I don't know if we could ever have put it on Norris, because, well, weren't she, when she was with Malcolm on Are You the One, she didn't take him from nobody, did she?
I ain't watched that show, so I don't know.
She did.
No, she did. She was hanging out with him first.
No.
Oh, was it Dee Dee hanging out with him?
Dee Dee was hanging out with him first. And then, because remember that night they showed them making out in that room, we were like, what is she doing?
Well, the tea on this, Angie, is
she always in a sticky situation.
She is.
So I don't know.
She is, honestly. I will agree with you, honestly. I will, because and we don't know the whole Raven and Johnny situation, but Raven did make it seem like he made it seem like they were going to be something. And Nuri, she just always comes across as a woman that just does not care, like, about the other woman sometimes. Like,
but she didn't know that man. They said they started hooking up at the airport. She didn't know that man at the airport. That was their first encounter, and she thought he was fine, which he is. He's a handsome man, and she went for it. He didn't say, "Oh, I'm here with Raven," and that might be. No, I don't blame Norris for Raven.
When she finds out about all of this, you don't think that she should feel some type of way? Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you over here? You know, we had a connection, but you playing her. Like, me personally,
that's true.
I'm a side-eye guy if he's doing another girl dirty to be with me. Like, I don't want that, because that says something about his character. And if he can do that to her, then why wouldn't he do that to me?
That's true.
And he did the same thing to her, because Norris said on a space, I know y'all don't be on Twitter Spaces, that pretty much once he went home, that was the end. Like, she never really heard from him again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And like she said, that's exactly why she shouldn't have pursued anything with him, because exactly, if they show you that they'll treat somebody else some kind of way, that means that they would treat you that way as well. So why are you even entertaining them?
Well, you know, they just filmed the reunion in the UK. I heard it's going to be juicy. I can't wait to see it.
They said it got messy.
I love some good mess. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, Devin said, I don't embellish, but it's messy. He said it got messy.
But can I say something to both of y'all, since y'all think Jordan and Norris are so cute? Do y'all think they're going to last?
No.
I don't know. I mean, not the way that he talk about it, no, but
the way that he's even talks about her on the show, in my opinion,
that's what I mean. The way he talks about it on the show.
Yeah, he doesn't even say like he likes her. He's like, oh, it's just nice to have someone to talk to and be with. Like, it's a comfort. And I don't know Norris from a can of paint, but all rookies want to come back. And the best way to come back is to have an end with the vet. And so if she's dating Jordan, Jordan might could throw her name out there, be like, bring Norris back. I would love to see Norris come back anyway.
Me too. I've enjoyed her this season. The only time I got mad at her was when she was talking about Amber, because I was like, girl, Amber, like, I just don't trust her. I just don't feel right about her. I'm like, here we go again. The same, what was that girl's name? Esther? Here we go with Esther part 2. I don't feel right about Amber. Something about her don't feel right. I'm like, y'all ain't got no evidence.
No, Neri said Jordan not even her type, and she's entirely out of his league. Neri's type.
What league is that? I want to know what league is that, because let me tell you, Jordan got more than Nelson. I mean, Nelson got muscles, but Jordan, I ain't gonna say that. Don't say that, Angie. But Jordan has money. He has businesses. He's a champion. He has won this show multiple times. I would feel like Jordan has more on paper than Nelson.
I don't understand what they're getting at by this statement, though, because Nuri's did say that Jordan wasn't her type, but people end up with people that
aren't their type.
All the time. I think it's she's entirely out of his league that kind of threw me off, because I'm like, what league is that?
I don't know what league that is.
Because why she wasn't already over there in the league if he out of
it? No, she's saying, wait.
I got what you're saying.
I thought she was saying he was too good for her.
Okay, let me read again. She's entirely out of his league. I took that as she's too pretty for her. Like,
she don't be self-deprecating. That ain't cute.
A better man.
Self-deprecating. I really do. Why would she put him down?
She's not putting him down per se. She's putting herself up.
She's saying she's too good for her. Like, she's too high class and
she's too good for him.
He's entirely out of his league. I don't know. I guess you could take that either way. I don't know. I took it the wrong way.
Like, she was putting him up on a pedestal because he's just like the stand up. Like,
she says it right here. Norris's type is Nelson. They're exes, and I'm like, Jordan got more than Nelson.
Yeah,
on paper, Nelson seems like a really nice guy, because via Twitter Spaces, I've learned a lot more about Nelson, and I really like him. But
we've always loved Nelson.
To me, Jordan seems like he would be the harder person to date.
I can't.
Jordan seems.
That's what she was saying?
I think so.
Well, let me see. She says, every man I've seen Norris with has been so much better looking than Jordan. Oh, you're talking about looks.
That's what I thought you might be talking about, because I started thinking about Malcolm. You don't know Malcolm, Angie, but she was with this dude named Malcolm, and she was with Nelson. I think she typically goes for black men. So that might be another way where she's like, I don't typically go for someone like Jordan. And they got to be like real attractive, like Johnny and stuff.
But she's attracted to Jordan.
There's something about Jordan, and I don't know what it is, because he never had no problem pulling a woman on his show.
No, his confidence, athleticism.
It's something about Jordan that draws women to him. I don't know. I ain't gonna ride for Jordan. Like, I ain't his number one fan, but I don't like it when you said she was too good for him or out of his league, because I feel like if you in such a high league, why you don't have a man over there?
I can't believe she said that. High league.
Okay, let's take Johnny, for example. Jordan is out of her league. So she was with Johnny, who was handsome, he's black, all of that. And look what Johnny did to her. Women need to come out of that. And I don't mean to lecture you, but women need to come out of that, because everyone feels like if you have a certain look or body or BBL, you should be at a certain standard of men. And those standards of men that you think that these ladies should be with, treat them like trash. Treat them like objects. They're just there to be on my arm, to be cute, to be slept with. Find you a man that values you for who you are. All that looks and stuff don't matter. It matters how the man treats you. Don't get a broke man. I will give you on that. Let him be broke. But if he has potential to earn, that's a different story. But we have to get out of that. He's out of my league because she cute. Do you know how many Instagram models are on Instagram every day? She ain't the only beautiful woman in LA. Is she a dime a dozen? Now, not saying she not beautiful, but we need to come out of that. Yeah. Because that's how a lot of y'all women stay single, because y'all caught up thinking I need a man up here, and it ain't but 10 men up there, and it's a million of y'all that look alike on Instagram. Okay, that was my little.
Okay, and I just want to say real quick, if Nuri's did say that, I don't see her saying that.
I don't think. I think M was saying that. I think that was M. Okay. I'm sorry for lecturing you, M.
We were so confused.
No, I mean just Nuri's was saying he was out of her league.
No, M was saying that.
In the comments saying that. Nuri didn't say that.
The whole time we thought Nuri said that. Well, we were trying to figure out why Nuri would say that.
No. But, like if Nuri said that, I don't think she would have been talking about his looks. I think she would have been talking about his maturity, maybe. Like if he wasn't handling things well, and she's like, he's out of my league because he's immature. But
oh my goodness. You think M thinks Jordan is like...
I think M hates Jordan.
He thinks he is ugly.
She's not a Jordan fan.
Not ugly.
I don't think Jordan is ugly at all. Now, I don't like this new haircut he got. I'm not a fan of this new haircut.
Best. I've seen him with worse, surprisingly. He had this
like when he had that mustache.
Yeah. And he had like this bowler thing going on at one point. It was just atrocious. So this is actually not his worst, surprisingly.
And then he's had a bad personality in the past as well. Like I can understand people not being a Jordan fan, but
he's a lot better now.
He's an acquired taste
than what he was. Mm-hmm. But even now, I don't think I would personally like. If I was Nuri's, I wouldn't be giving him so much attention because I don't feel like he is giving her the attention that she needs, or giving her like you said, she's like a comfort to him. That's not enough for me. Like I'm not going to be wasting my time to be a comfort to somebody. Like no, like I'm worth way more than that. Yeah, somebody's rebound, somebody that they can make their ex jealous over, which I can pass some of that might be pass the time. No. I think she sells herself short a lot of times.
She does. And I think it's a mutual usation. Like when you're out there on the challenge, you're away from your family, and on MTV, they're gone for 3 months at a time. So it's a comfort to have someone there to cuddle with and whatever. And then I'm going to get with Jordan. He's a heavy hitter on this show. Hook up with him. Maybe I'll come back. And then Jordan is like, well, I can make Tori a little bit jealous at the same time. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're actually doing, but I can see it. I can see it.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm just waiting for Nuri's to get...
I love Jordan.
Loves Jordan. M, you love Jordan, but you have just read him up and down this chat.
Nuri's is choosing against Tori. Mind you, I hate Tori Lowe, but Tori will use this to get Nuri's out and want Nuri's to stay. I want Nuri's to stay too. I've been enjoying her this season.
Tori is going to use this to get Nuri's out, of course. If the ladies lose next week, Nuri's is going into elimination.
Period. But she was going to go in anyways. Like her and do they have another rookie girl over there? Or is she the only one?
No, but if they stick on the same strategy of trying to weaken their team, they could throw in Mariah. Mariah or Amber B.
Mariah is also a rookie.
Mariah's really good. And so is Nuri's, honestly.
They could do Mariah versus Nuri's.
Mm-hmm. That's probably will be elimination next week because they probably will put Nuri's directly in because Tori is a hater. And then Nani and Amber B will save each other.
But they don't lose, Angie.
That's what I'm hoping for because I want to see KC go home so her brother can go home. Let's talk about that. What do y'all think about the twist at the end of the episode? Because it highly pissed me off.
I liked it.
Oh, there go Les, right there with the question.
How do you feel about it? I liked it, Les. I liked it only because it made the ride or die twist or the theme of the season, it made it reign true. Because it's like, for me, a lot of people like Casey, she benefits from being away from her ride or die. A lot of these people, Johnny, he benefits from being away from Nani. It's like, y'all weren't doing nothing. But little do you know, if y'all want to get this money at the end, y'all going to have to come back together with your ride or die and get it together. So people like Fessy, who's throwing Mariah under the bus, is like, we're not friends anymore. wash my hands of you. Like, you got to be careful. You got to keep these bonds strong because you're going to mess it up.
Look, when I saw Kenny walking back to the where TJ was, I was over it. I was ready to throw my remote at the television. I'm like, not a redemption house. MTV, real quick, let me tell y'all how y'all could have saved the show. This is how you make a twist of all twists. If your ride or die goes home on the opposite team, you go home too. Both of y'all got to go.
That's what I thought they were going to do.
Bags get packed. And then if you want a redemption house, you and your ride or die stay at the redemption house. And at some point, one ride or die couple can come back. But
I agree.
I don't understand how, if KC make it to the end, you can come back. What if everybody make it to the end and they partner in a redemption house? We're going to have 10 people running the final?
I feel like they literally just drawn out the game like so much more, and it already feels like this season has been on forever. So it's just like, what? Like, this is never gonna end. And
it will
like
end. They're gonna get down to like the last 5 teams or last.
They're not gonna get down to any teams. I believe one team.
Because everybody's gonna have a partner over there, and so everybody's gonna come back, and it's gonna be we did all of this for nothing.
For nothing.
You think
so? Absolutely nothing.
Because I see
if both people gotta go home, it's not that many episodes left. They need to have a purge. If you both of y'all go sit in a redemption house, and it makes the strategy so much better because now you got to worry about who getting the safety, who you putting automatically in, because you're pretty much putting yourself in. So now you got to have the numbers on your team as well as the other team. And then you got to be like, well, damn, like Bananas would be shaking his boots like, oh, damn, I got to rely on Nani to win something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not the best twist because it's only going to come to fruition at the end where they see, oh, my partner's still here and we're going to have to do this together. So, I mean, we ain't going to act like this season was well thought out because it wasn't from the get-go.
Is this season supposed to last till like the middle of February? Because that's where I feel like we're going to end up finishing now.
Well, we got last week was the mid-season trailer, so we're halfway through. So if we were on episode
start,
they probably have another 10 episodes with a 2-part reunion left.
It is going by so slow. And that twist is going to make it go slow as molasses.
I don't understand the twist. I don't know if you ladies know, I'm an accountant. So the numbers aren't numbering to me. Like,
and we didn't know.
Maybe
every week I can see half of a group sitting in a redemption house. And to me, as long as one person is in the game, then everyone can come back. And it doesn't make sense to me, TJ. Like, I don't think they thought this out. And I feel like it's just a way for Bananas and Fessy and KC to stay in the game.
Not Bananas. I feel like Bananas is one of the teams that will actually get out because
he ain't doing
not
great.
Good and Nani's
and you got to look at who's on his team. He got Nelson Fessy, Nelson Fessy, Chauncey.
And Chauncey. If Bananas has to go in against one of them, he losing.
He's going home.
That team will be eliminated. I'm also worried for Amber B and Chauncey. I hope they can survive, but I'm not sure. And I'm also worried about, it was one other team.
Olivia and Horacio?
No,
I'm worried about them.
I'm not really that worried about them.
I don't think that they will last.
I'm worried for Nelson and Norris, but the thing that gets me is I don't see Mariah's team winning any challenges. So I could see Mariah have her whole team sitting in the jury house or the redemption house. You got to lose something for both people to go home.
Yeah. They're going to have to, though, because they can't make all these things physical. So if they have something that is even playing field, like they got the brains on the other side. They got Jordan. They got Devin on the other side. They got masterminds over there. So they just needed to be something strategic, and they'll win.
You want to read?
Is my thought. Oh, they should have done it like whoever goes in gets to call out whoever they want to go. I agree against them. Whoever I literally told Alicia that episode. I said the fact that you have to lose to go into elimination, it's not gonna be right. And they did this last season too, and it ended up why one team has so many more people on it, and the other team, it's like they're not gonna win because they don't have anybody. Both teams have to go into elimination. Period.
I don't think they should go against each other. Like the winning team should be able to get together and say, okay, whoever, Olivia, you go down there. But then Olivia, since she won, gets to pick on the other team who she wants to go against. I don't know. That's the only way you get these people out.
What they did on one season, Angie, was they had team captains. And so if the team
the captain would be safe if they won.
would be safe, right, exactly. And then but each team had to put up somebody to go against each
That was
other.
on All Stars.
That's all. See, well, they need to do something like that because that's the way you keep both teams going into elimination and you try to make it fair. Because if one team's getting significantly smaller, how in the world are they supposed to ever win anything? And that's what happened last year. It was so boring.
If you think about War of the Worlds 2, the smaller team won the whole thing.
Well, that's because that final was BS. It was terrible.
Yeah, it was BS.
Oh, I hate that season. It was such a great season until they ruined it at the end. I'm like, this isn't fair.
I don't see Bananas going home if it's something mental.
But Bananas took forever to solve that little puzzle.
Oh yeah, Nani was just talking about him. He's not good at puzzles. He's not good at puzzles.
Unless production tell him the answer key in advance.
Right. Which I don't trust production. Oh, let me tell you this. What you think about this, Angie? I told Alicia that I feel like the whole sword thing, the dagger thing, could be rigged because it's weird. It's just
it is.
The most dramatic thing keeps happening every episode, right?
It is because they wanted Horacio and Kenny in that elimination. They weren't ready to lose Devin or Jordan. So they told whenever a vet is in danger, you notice Bananas and Nani always pick the safety and they always picked first. So I think it's rigged.
It can be rigged that way where you tell them what to choose. And that's what makes the most sense because the way that I was thinking, it's a lot of work. But I was like, I've gone to Universal Studios. I've seen how they rig these rides and how they do these cool things. That rock is so big that they choose the dagger out of. I was like, you could easily make something a thingamajigger that will shoot the paint onto the dagger right at the last second. So let's say you want them to choose first and they go for that dagger, it goes safe, and then choose the safe dagger. And all those daggers are empty until they choose them.
I don't know if it was Devin who said it in an interview about that season where not the skulls where they had the double cross. I don't know what season that was.
No, he said it was like a fly on it.
It was Jordan. I think he said the one that was the double cross was always a little bit more lifted, like they weren't all even. And that's how they could tell which one was, or he could tell which one was the double cross. So
it's rigged to me because they keep having the most dramatic thing happen. I was like, it's so unbelievable. I just don't buy it.
I feel like they pay some of these people because, some people get paid to show up. Like I'm sure Bananas got a huge amount of money to come do this season. And so I'm sure production is like, I might have paid you $150,000 just to show up. I need at least 15 episodes before you go home. Where these rookies, we didn't pay them nothing. So I'm sure production wants to get their money's worth. It's a lot to it. The challenge, I feel, is very rigged.
They're going to lose me. I ain't trying to watch no rigged show. That's not fun. I don't want to watch anything that's manipulated.
Manipulated. But then it's easy for me to fall down that conspiracy hole if I don't like you. Now, if my favorite was always picking the thing, I'd be here for it. But I would like to see the rookies, like give us something, like the rookies, give me something different. Like it's a couple of things, like Casey could have, like if Casey would have went home this week, that would have been great television, but they probably had to pay Casey a certain amount to show up because Josh even told us like it's a certain amount he asked for to show up on certain seasons. So if you're a big enough name, you can ask for a certain amount to show up. And if they say no, it's enough.
Wow.
I do think this twist kind of guarantees people like Fessy and Mariah will be in that finale, like hands down.
I can see Fessy winning this season.
He could. I expect. But I could also see Nelson and Nerese giving him a run for his money.
Get in there.
If they're still there.
Yeah. Casey and her brother will probably be in that finale. They won't. I don't know that Casey
ain't been doing.
I don't know that Casey will leave. If if Casey's team loses this week, that would be so interesting because they could throw Casey against Tori, and that would be cool.
Put some tea in the chat.
Devin saying, "I knew I was picking the safe dagger from last night. Was all I needed to know." Yep, he did say that.
Mm-hmm.
He did say that, and it was weird. It was
like pulling on themselves.
And it was interesting that they let him pick first this time because there have been so many times.
Because he was all the way on the other end.
They be choosing what they want to happen.
But there have been times where they let people choose last that we were like, man, they needed to go first, and they still picked the safe dagger. You know what I mean? Even last. But the fact that they let him go first is interesting to me, and not last. Like, I wonder. I don't know.
It was very interesting. I found it interesting too.
Thank you.
No, a lot of these teams, if they put them back together, they don't have a chance. Like Jordan and Nisa, they don't have a chance together.
Right.
Casey don't have a chance together. Like literally, yeah. At this point, we can say Fessy gonna win the season. Fessy's gonna win. I'm trying to call him what he wants to be called. Fessel. Fessel's gonna.
Yeah.
He's gonna win if unless Nelson and Nuri's are there, then they could possibly win too. I pray that they're there because I would much rather see them win.
What about
honestly,
Tori and Devin?
Tori and Devin,
they're not outrunning.
They're not gonna win. Yeah, they're not outrunning them. They'll get third place like last time.
Wow,
I've heard that too. Bananas get 6 figures to show up.
Wow, I don't know why. Like it's not even like please. They don't. I feel like they don't know their audience a little bit.
You know. If they knew, like, do you all look at Twitter? Because do you look at the Facebook groups? Like, if you looked at that stuff, you would know people want to see something exciting. They want to see the vets go home. They want to see a fair game.
They don't know that. That's why they kept bringing so many of them in, and they're so afraid to have. They're so afraid to have an all rookie season because they think people won't watch it. I'm like, you guys. I have been enjoying these rookies. We need to see new faces. They're drama. They're not smart. They don't know how to play the game. We fine, don't have all rookies, fine, but we do need to have rookies and give them a fighting chance. Like these rookies didn't have a fighting chance because they kept bringing in more vets. We only have so many of them left now. Olivia and Horacio, the only rookie team that are still there.
I think that's why I like the Challenge USA so much because for the most part, they were all rookies to the challenge. We got to see how they played the game because no one could say, I'm a vet, you got to go in. Like we had to see a new strategy of how to play the game. So that's why I like that so much.
I love that.
Angie, literally all of them were new.
Yes.
Not a single person from that season had played another season of the challenge. It was really cool.
I like that too.
They need to do that, but they don't even know their audience. They're so terrified they don't think people will watch if they have all rookie season. The fact
that would be a good twist where if your partner in the redemption house, your partner has to win a challenge for you to be able to run the final. Casey is going.
Oh, that would be good.
Wait, say it again. They have to win what?
Like say everyone is over in the redemption house. Usually it's only 4 teams that can run a final. So like say it's a whole bunch of people over there like, look, 3 of y'all got to go home. So whoever wins this gets to come back with their partner and run the final together. Kenny isn't winning any challenge over
whoever else.
Ooh, them vets would be mad though. Ooh-wee. They would be mad. They'd be like, you mean I got to go home and I didn't earn my way here? Yeah, I don't know about that, but I will say they definitely could have done better than what they did. That was not their best, and they have not been.
So like, I'm gonna be pissed off again. I don't know how they're gonna bring these people back together, but I feel like I'm gonna be pissed off.
Oh, what was that other comment, Angie, about Nani and Bananas? The fact that
I said all the week that the fact that Bananas and Nani are even on the show, it seems rigged for them to win. I agree. Because every episode, Bananas is like, I'm only here to see Nani get her first win. No one else deserves a first win more than Nani. Not Anissa, not Nelson, not Fessy.
Okay, well.
People who can actually get a win on their own, they don't deserve it more than Nani. What makes Nani so special? That not Tori, not Devin. Like, why is Nani so special that she needs her first win? And she's been here, I don't know how many teens of seasons and couldn't do it on her own.
Stormy, I will only agree with you if they end up winning. If they end up winning, this is 1000% rigged because they should not even be in the final with this twist. They should not be there. So,
but honestly, they should have been ready. So
Nani goes home against any of those women in a physical or mental elimination.
I believe
you have to think once you get down to 2, it's no more safety dagger. Both of you ladies are going in.
I know. I was like, what are they gonna do then? Like these teams are about to get very.
She
small.
could possibly win against Amber B if it's anything like math related or anything puzzle-y related. Because
and if people can help out,
because the people up top would be helping her.
Yeah,
well, Amber has that thing with her math where her numbers are like backwards.
I think she reads and stuff backwards. Yeah.
So that can
so bad. I used to make fun of her all the time, and then I was like, oh.
Yeah, she had a reason.
Yeah.
I used to tell her to get her flashcards out.
No, you didn't. Oh my gosh.
Not the flashcards. Oh, okay. We already read that.
I want to know if Fessy is in the final, are they going to give him vegetarian food to eat like they did Angela on USA? Because remember when Fessy and Casey, the season Casey messed up her knee, and they were trying to make him eat all of this meat, even though we knew Casey couldn't run to the next checkpoint. But then the very next season, we see Angela eating onions and garlic and whatever else, spinach, that vegetarian food they had to eat. I did not think that was fair.
That's what you mean. But you don't think they did that just for her, do you? Because I just
yes. In the history that I can recall of the challenge and their food, Fessy just doesn't eat pork, but they had him eating it. They've never thought about people's diets, because I remember it was a big thing on All Stars that, dang, what's his name? Save the Palace. I can't remember his name. Nehemiah. Nehemiah is vegan, but he still had to eat all that meat.
Yeah.
The very next season on USA, they let Angela eat onions and whatever else.
Her though, it was everybody. I thought they were just trying to do like
something different.
Something
they should do that though. They should do that because different people do have different preferences or different.
And if his is pork, then they just don't give pork to anybody. Make them eat bugs or whatever it is they got to eat. That they all can eat.
I just want them to respect
everybody
as much as they respected Angela.
Yeah, for sure.
She flopped that season. I'm sorry.
She flopped
that. That was sad.
They should make them, but the onions seem to be hard for everybody, so they should just keep that.
Yeah, them people seem like
onion is not as hard as eating cow balls and intestines and shark eggs. Like I could wolf down an onion if I had to, but my brain cannot come around eating like that rotten ostrich egg they had to eat with an ostrich in it. My brain can't mentally get that down, but I could chew on an onion if I had to. So it's not the same.
I don't know though. I feel like me personally, that onion is so strong. I don't know what the other things taste like, but if they're not as strong as an onion, it might be easier for me to just scarf it down and just be like, just eat it real fast as chicken or something like that, or whatever the case may be. I don't know.
I'm a mental eater. If once I know what it is, I can't do
it. Yeah, they shouldn't have done that to Nehemiah. That wasn't cool.
It wasn't. I think that stopped him from winning because they were in a good position to win. But you have a vegan, and he's been vegan for years, and you're making him eat meat.
He was doing so well.
I think that was, I'm sorry, I'm not that offended by that. Now, Feffy, if his is for like religious reasons, then I feel like you shouldn't make somebody compromise their religion or anything like that.
But that's his diet. Like that's he's vegan.
But they were trying to make him eat. I don't know if it was pork, but it was some kind of meat, intestines, whatever it was. They were trying, like TJ was on him like, you aren't going to eat, you're going to quit. And I'm like, his partner can't walk. Why is he going to eat all this nasty stuff and his partner can't walk?
Yeah. Absolutely no reason for him. And like I said, for me personally, if it's a religious reason as to why you can't eat it, then I don't think that they should make them. But if it's just because you're choosing, for me personally, this is for a lot of money. You might have to vegans break their diets all the time, or some vegans do, not all of them. So it's $1 million or whatever it is.
My sister does. She's a vegan, or I don't know what she is, but she always eating seafood. And I'm like, that's still meat.
I'm telling you, like, I would not, like, I won't even go on the show, because if they're doing eating, like, I'm not gonna make it. Like, I know that would definitely be my weakness.
I think that would be so.
But they used to have to eat a rat. They had to eat a rat one time. Like, I could eat an onion. I can't eat a cockroach. They used to have to eat roaches.
Yeah, I couldn't do cockroaches. I definitely couldn't do rats. I feel like maybe I could do like an ear or something like that if I needed to. I really do feel like maybe I could, because I would just lie to myself and be like, this isn't what I'm eating personally.
You all don't remember, it was like an ostrich egg, but it had like the baby ostrich started to develop. So it had like an embryo.
That's why you said that.
Yeah, but it wasn't fully developed. It was like micro developed. It still had a little bit of bones and feathers. And they had to eat that. And they had it fermented in like, Luca Angelo, stop. And like vinegar and stuff. And so I could not eat that. I could not eat that.
Yeah.
One year they had to drink blood. You don't remember that?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, I remember that. That was not cool at all. I would not have done that.
A fertilized ostrich egg. That was the nastiest thing to me. I'm like, y'all.
Yeah, that's very nasty. You got a little baby bird? Like, no,
They have had them.
No, somebody's baby. Oh, Angie, I'm gonna have to leave soon. I'm sorry.
Okay, we've been on here 2 hours. I think we have talked enough. You can't talk to me because I talk forever. I don't know how to stop talking.
No, I enjoy every minute of it, and I hate that
it's because she has to eat before a certain time to take her medicine. Otherwise, I would be here. We would be going.
I completely understand, and I live in this small town, so I actually have to go run and get something to eat before everything closes, because that's
a nightmare
in a small town.
Yeah, gotta get your food. Get some food.
Is that your dog you were calling out before?
Yeah. Luca Angelo, he wanted to bite something. I had to tell him to stop.
I love that name.
Right. He got a famous name.
He got a real name.
It is so funny. When he was a puppy and I was living in Atlanta, I think he ran out of the apartment, and I was calling him to come back. And I was like, Luca Angelo, come here. And the maintenance man turned around and was like, yes. And I was like, I was talking to the dog.
No. Oh my God. What?
It was hilarious. I was like, I'm sorry, I was talking to the dog.
Well, your name Luca? There's no way.
Isn't an iconic name? I don't know anyone named Luca Angelo.
It is an iconic name. I agree. It's like a handsome name too. You'd be like, oh, I want to meet Luca Angelo.
I'm just very vain. I wanted a girl dog. They didn't have any girl dogs. And I was going to name her Lucy. And so the sales lady was like, well, he's so cute. Just call him Luca. And I was like, okay, Lucy to Luca. And then Angelo is for Angela, because it's going to be named after me. So
get you.
I didn't even know that was the iconic name, but
Yep. Very good. I love it.
So I guess, do we want to wrap it up on like our final thoughts for like the challenge, or what do you want us to do?
Yeah, because Survivor is over, so we'll come back, I guess 2023 when Survivor 24 or 44 comes back. Final thoughts for the challenge. What do you think will happen, or what do you want to happen next week?
I don't
want to jinx it, but obviously if it's a girl going home, it would be so great if Bessie's team lost. So then those girls have to go in, and it would be really, really cool if it was appearing like Tori and Casey that had to go against each other, because then it's a win-win for the other side. Whoever goes home, they're severely weakening that side, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of a hope for next week, except for that the other team does win, so they don't keep losing people. But I do have a hope for the whole season. I would like to hopefully see Nelson in the final. Like, he don't even necessarily have to win, but please at least be there to go after.
To win. I would love to see Nelson win a
I
fight.
want
More than Nani.
Yeah.
Anyone I would root to have their first win would be Nelson.
Yeah, the people that I would want to win is Nelson and Amber B. Oh my gosh.
I don't mind if Fessy wins too, but it's like Nelson's been trying to win longer than you, bro. And you already getting defeated and tired and like, man, why can't I win?
Right.
Like,
you only been here for like 3
months. Showed Nelson again this past week that he's not his real friend. He didn't clue you in on the vote. You were sitting up there on that mountain, not knowing who to vote for. So I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole again, but I would love to see Nelson at the final. I would love next week for KC to go home so I can never hear the words, my brother, again. I would like not have to hear that.
You said that on Twitter. You said that on Twitter, and I literally laughed out loud when I saw that tweet. I was like, this is so funny.
Same. I just be like, Casey, give it a rest.
My brother. Oh, my brother. I would love to never hear that again in a long time. I don't have a brother, so I never say it.
Same.
Okay. Well, ladies, let's make plans to talk about the challenge finale when we get there. That would be fun. Hopefully it'll be fun because it'll be good people to talk about.
Yes. Don't give us a disappointment, please.
Don't. If Bananas and Nani win, I ain't gonna care.
I don't even want them there. Like they do not need to be in the final.
There. I would be shocked.
It would be a miracle if they won. They've been doing terribly this season. So even if they're there, it's like they should not.
They're
win.
not of the caliber of the people.
Agreed. Of all the teams left, the only way they could win if it was them and Jordan and Anissa. If they were the only teams running the final.
It's hard. Even then, I feel like Anissa and Jordan are a better team than them two. Honestly, like
Nani is a better runner, so you would outrun Anissa. But that's the only reason.
That little mini thing, that little mini final. They was back there at that puzzle.
Right. They did worse than everybody. Anissa and Jordan beat them there.
True. Very true.
So it could happen.
It could happen. But I appreciate you ladies. I know you need to run. I need to run too. Everyone who stayed here for 2 hours listening to us talk, we love you. We appreciate you.
Oh, we really do. We really do.
Thank you so much. Stella, next week will be on Thursday. And I guess if we have a new episode of the challenge, I don't know their holiday schedule, but I'm assuming they'll have a new episode. Friday, I'm going to another Christmas party. It is Christmas party season. And then the week after that, I'm off. So that week of Christmas, sorry, you guys, please don't unsubscribe, but I will be in Chicago. I will not be making videos. So
spend time with
they
your
will
family.
not unsubscribe. They're probably happy too because they're going to be busy.
Right, they're going to be with their family. I'm going to be with my family. I rarely go to Chicago. And when I'm in Chicago, it's family focus forward, everything. So you ladies have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm sure I will see you on the Twitter. I'll see you on Twitter. So it's not like I won't talk to you again, but maybe not on video. I won't see you again until 2023.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us again, Angie. Yes, it's so much fun as always.
This is a lot of fun. Thank you.
No
problem. We're going to shut it down. You all have a good night. Like, comment, and subscribe. Real quick, shout out where they can find you on Twitter so they can see what you guys have going on. At
Allie and Annie, is that what it is? At Alicia and Anitra?
You can find me on my Twitter at Allie Thompson 0890 or Alicia. Why are you looking on my phone? I need to find myself on there.
I'm trying to get on Twitter and see.
And I am active in those Twitter streets, you guys.
Yes.
Who your Twitter?
Yeah, I hope I
don't know which one ran which Twitter account, but I see you, Alicia, on Twitter all the time.
Yes, she's running her own, and I'm running the one that's for both of us, and I'm not always on there as
mine
much.
is Allie Thompson 08 ALITHOMPSON 08, and hers is I know how to find it. Hers is, or ours is, that she runs. It is Allie and Annie Tomp. So that's ALI and AND Annie ANI Tomp THOMP. We couldn't have our whole last name.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, we didn't have enough characters? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it wasn't that. But next time I'm going to have Kamisha make you all a graphic so I could just click it and they can see it on the screen.
Talk about that. Thank you.
Maybe.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes, I'm going to have Kamisha do that because she does it for me all the time. And I didn't think about it today. It's been a crazy week at work as well, but it's the weekend. I'm relaxing. I'm not even going to work this weekend. I refuse to. So, but anyway, run and get something to eat. I'm going to run and get something to eat. We'll see you later on this weekend on YouTube and Twitter. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah. Night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.